Hello everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss PS command. PS command stands for process status. This command is very useful because it provides the information about current running processes. This command provides us PID of each process, and that is very important when we are handling or operating on any process. When we use a PID, maybe you want to just set the priority of that process, maybe increase the priority, maybe decrease the priority. That time you need a PID. Let's say example, your boss call and say, hey Joe, can you please increase the priority for MySQL process? Then we need the process ID of that process, right? So PS is a very wonderful command to get the PID of that specific process. Once we get the PID of that process, we can easily resize the priority. Maybe some process is stuck and maybe your customer call and ask you, can you please kill that process? You can go ahead and kill that process, right? So there are multiple operations we can perform with the help of PID, and PID will get from the PS command. Process, that is PS command, is not only useful to get the PID, but also in many occasions, it provides the detail about which user is running which processes. It also provides the detail on what are the system's processes and what are the user processes. It also helps us to get the detail on which terminal this process are running and from how long this process are running. Apart from this, it provides the complete command detail, what is the source of this command, and also it provides you the amount of CPU and memory consumed by that process. So it's a very good command to get the detail of the process, and we can fine tune the operating system if we have more load on the system. So let us see the one by one command. If we hit the command PS, it will provide the detail of the process which is associated with current shell. So it will not show the detail on other shell. Maybe you have the other duplicate session, and it's what it's mean. It means if you are running some command on the other session, let's say example on maybe on this session, and you are running PS command here, definitely you will not get the detail of this all processes which is running here on this terminal, right? So this just PS command only provide the detail of processes running on current shell. If we want all detail, all the processes irrespective of the terminal, we can give the command ps hyphen capital A, or we can give small e. This is one. Another we can give hyphen e. All right. So this will provide us a complete detail of the process. Let's run this command with less. So we'll get a page wise. So here we can see that we have the detail of PID. We have the detail of TTY, that is terminal, time, and command. This terminal is very important. When you see the question mark here in the terminal section, that means these are the system process. This is executed by the kernel, and user do not have to bother on the system processes. All right. When you find out any terminal value like TTY or something, PST0, these all are the terminal processes means executed by some user. All right. So here you can differentiate the user process and the system process. System process is denoted or represented by the question mark, whereas the user processes are represented by the terminal. So this is my terminal value. So maybe someone want to know how I can find out on which terminal I am. So we can get that detail if we type TTY command. So here it's represent the terminal. So it's represent PTS/0. So if I come on the other session of my same operating system, I can get the detail. It's got disconnected. Just we have to do reset session. All right. So we have logged on one of other session, and here if we say TTY, see here we are getting another terminal value, that is PTS/1. Now if we say here top, We are executing on top, and here if we say ps, will not get the command which we are executing, right? But if we say ps hyphen e, in this we'll get the top command. All right, see here, and here it's representing the pts/1. So pts/1, that means it's executing on other terminal, that means on this terminal, but all the processes we are able to list with the help of ps-e. There is other command, very popular command, which is on the BSD systems, but still this command is operational, and we can give AUX. So it will provide us a complete detail about the process. All right. Where A tells to list all processes of all user. Okay. So it's all processes of all user, right? It's not just a listing for current process for current user. It's not like that. It's for all user on the system. Okay. And we have given the U option. U option provide the detailed information about each processor. So we can see that we get the detail about each processes, right? Where you can see the top command. So here it says your top command is executed by the user Vagrant, and here is the PID of that process. That is process ID, and this is the we need to check the error. It's a CPU. So this much CPU is consumed by the top command, and this is a memory percentage consumed by the top command, and this one is our virtual memory size. Okay, and it's talk about on which terminals is executing, and it's running, and we can see the time when it got executed and how long it's running, right? So if we put this command with the watch command, so watch command dynamically will update the detail, update the values, so we can monitor it, right, with the help of watch command. All right, so in this way we can use the ps-aux. Let's move on other command of ps. So if we need the detail about some particular user, let's say example ps hyphen, let's say example I want to know the detail about only of one of the user called as Vagrant. So this command will only display all the processes which is running by the user Vagrant. All right, so we can go for the user ID also. So let's say example, if we know the user ID, how we'll find the user ID? If we say ID command Vagrant, so this will provide us a user ID. So it's a user ID is 1000. So it is with the help of same command, if we say here instead of username and user ID, the same output will get, right? So either we can go by username or we can just type the user ID, that is fine. If we want to just add number of user, we can just keep adding with the U option. We want to know about root also, right? So here we have to just give space, no need of this. What it says you cannot assign multiple, I think here, yep. So here was some error, it's not 0, it's a root. So it will provide the detail of both user, right? So here we can see that it's for all the processes. Let's check if we want to know the process by the group name. Every process have the certain groups, right? So that we called as a real group ID. So every process have the group. Let's say example, I want to know the process HTTPD or Apache or SSHD. So we'll say ps-fj and here group. So let's say example SSHD. So there is no such group, so it's not showing. Apache, there is no such process running for the Apache, right? So if we have that process running, we'll get the detail of that process. Same way we can check the process by their PIDs. Let's say example PID, and we want to know the detail of SSHD. So here you can see that it says the root and PID for SSHD process is the same that the one we type. And here the interesting thing, it's showing us the PPID of process SSHD. So PPID of this process is 882, and it's showing us the complete username and the command and the time. Also it shows on which terminal it's executing, right? So this way we can check. It's not giving us terminal value because this is a again system process. It's a question mark. We can check the process with the help of PPID also. So the same command we can give ps-f, and the option will change here PPID, and we can just type the PPID. Let's say example, my PPID is 882. So it will show us the what are the different is handled by this PPID. So it's have the two child, where one is one process is 1147, another is 1380. So if you kill this process 882, then this process is automatically going to kill, right? Because 882 is a parent for 1147 and 1380, right? So it's very, very important to check is there is any process associated with my parent process. If yes, first takes care of your child process, and then we can just terminate the parent process. All right. There is another one interesting command is called as for reset option. For reset help us to find out the hierarchical structure of any process. So we can get the detail how the process is there. So we can get the detail like ps is coming from the bash, and there is a su command which we executed sudo, and this way. So this is a parent process, and there is another one sub process and then another sub process. So it will show us in the branch wise, and which is very, very easy to understand. So if we want to know the thread detail, thread is a lightweight process, and if you want to check that detail, so we have the option FL, that is lightweight process, and for which process. So we want to know SSHD. So it shows here your SSHD process, and there are different lightweight processes. That is means sub processes. But process and thread are quite different. Thread is a lightweight where they share the memory and other resources, and process is a very, very hardware consumed as compared to the thread. So it's consume more hardware, it's consume more resources, processes, because they are not lightweight. They are completely different from the thread, right? So instead of executing number of processes, operating system prefer to have more number of thread rather than the process, right? So if we want the headers in our format, so we can just give the command ps-eo, and we can type the header. It will only provide that detail. It will exclude other header. So this is very important with the help of -o, right? So if you want to print all the child processes for any one process, so option is capital C, that already we have covered. All right. So in this process, we have checked multiple commands to check the processes. But if you want to maybe terminate any process, we can give the command kill. And let's say example, you want to kill the top command, right? So first we can check the top command, ps-e. We can say grep top. So here we can see the top command. This is the process ID. We'll say kill and the process ID. Now we'll check whether the on other terminal there were process running, but we can see that process is killed. Now we execute again. Here we'll get another process ID. Right now we are getting 71, that is 1471. So if we kill this process again, this is going to be terminated. It will immediately terminated, right? So we can check that. I can take the control here and we'll say kill, and after that 1471 immediately. Oh, it says not such process is a typo. Immediately it will terminate that process. So in this way we can kill any processes, but there are other signals that we are going to discuss later on. If normally process is not terminating, we can include -9, which is a very special signal to kill the processes. If it is not normally terminating or killing the process, in that case we can go with the -9 option while killing the process. All right. So we have covered ps command in this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.